So what's up, people, and welcome to the Chapter 33 discussion of怪獣8号, or Monster Number 8. So Chapter 33 came out, I think, a day ago. And as always, I will leave a link to this chapter that's currently being shown on the publisher's official website, Manga Plus, for free to the North American audience. So if you're interested, go take a look at it. Anyway, Chapter 33, this was kind of expected, but it was interesting to see anyway. If you recall, in Chapter 32, to save everybody, Kafka had to transform in front of everybody to Monster Number 8. And so now in Chapter 33, we see that he has been arrested. Now, at the end of Chapter 32, we did see Mina arresting Kafka, reluctantly. And we weren't exactly sure how this was going to turn out in Chapter 33, but we find out that it's basically going by the book, that he is now a prisoner of the JDF. And Chapter 33 starts out with a bunch of these high-ranking people in the JDF talking about Monster Number 8 and what to do with him. And we hear some pretty seriously disturbing discussions, such as, dismemberment of his body to gather body parts to be used as weapons in the future. Now, what's interesting is at the very end of that discussion, a gentleman named Isao Shinomiya, who is one of the high-ranking members of the JDF, says that he will take care of this prisoner. And of course, this may turn out to be a double-edged sword because, of course, Isao Shinomiya is Shinomiya's father, but he is also a hard ass, as we found out through Shinomiya. He is pretty hardcore even to his daughter, and so it's really hard to find out what he will do once he gets a hold of Kafka. Now, as far as the rest of the chapter is concerned, we go back to, of course, Kafka, who is now contained under Mina's control. And it's interesting, the rest of the chapter is basically going through the entire process of transporting Kafka back to the headquarters. And we find out through the discussions that Kafka has with Mina and the rest of the group that as much as now they understand he's Monster Number 8, they still have very high trust and support of Kafka. You see it, first of all, in Leo telling him that he will be waiting for Kafka's return. And you also see it in Mina's conversations with Kafka, where she tells him everybody in the group is supportive of Kafka. Now, this doesn't mean that they will, of course, let him go, but this does give emotional support towards Kafka and may give clues that eventually, as a group, they will do something if Kafka ends up in a dire situation. So this will be interesting to see what exactly this will lead to if the entire group is in support of Kafka. And it looks like everybody in the group definitely is, whether it's Shinomiya or Leo, which of course was already the case, to Mina and even Hoshina. Hoshina is not saying anything, but I got a feeling that he is quite supportive of Kafka because of the actions that Kafka has done that go against what he believes monsters are. And of course, we see at the very end Kafka being detained at the headquarters of the JDF, and that opens up the curiosity to what will happen to him afterwards, now that the higher level people have gotten hold of him. Now, what's interesting is Kafka is a very special character in that he's not the typical monster. He is basically a hybrid, right? He has become a monster due to that other smaller monster becoming a symbiote to him. So one possibility may come out is that what would happen if the symbiote left Kafka again? Everybody is thinking that Kafka is the monster, so they may not monitor him close enough such that the symbiote might be able to leave his body without being detected. And if that happens, when the people come to test to see if he has any monster cells, they may find that he is 100% human, in which case, although they want to do experiments on him, they may have a difficulty to be able to justify that. So will the smaller monster leave Kafka so that Kafka can somehow be put into detainment rather than be thrown into experimentation. And if he is put into a holding cell, will that give Kafka the ability to somehow get away? And if Kafka gets away, he is no longer a member of the JDF, he is public enemy number one, in which case the story will completely change from the teamwork that we have been seeing up till now to being a renegade. It'll be interesting to see where Matsumoto sensei takes this story after this point, regardless of whether Kafka gets through this or not. And I'll be looking forward to bringing out the videos as new chapters come out. But in any case, this is the chapter 33 discussion for Monster number 8. And I hope you join me in the next videos as they come out. And until then, happy manga reading. And as always, Jaya, nice day everyone.